Hello and welcome to Euphoria. I'm doing a series of small builds for my Lego city. Some of them are my design and some of them I've seen elsewhere. But they're small builds that I've found useful and I've built them to put into my Lego city. I've done videos on a simple palette for slabs, a city map or sign, cafe parasols for the town square, different kinds of bench seats, and how to build a bike rack. This video is about how to build an office copier or printer that can be used as a detail for the interior of a building. It's one of those large machines with multiple paper trays that let you make a photocopy, but also acts as a printer and can be used as a scanner as well. I wanted to build one of these for the interior of my large office mock that I call the Ensgrave building. First, I'll have a quick look at the parts that I used to make this copier. This build uses parts that are fairly readily available. Mostly these are ordinary bricks and plates and tiles, although I've also used some of these bricks with a fluted profile to add a bit of texture to the build, but you could just use plain bricks instead. I've also used a hinge brick like this, and some of these small plates with a rail on the side. I've chosen colours that I already have, so don't get too hung up about the exact colours. I think greys and whites are most suitable anyway for one of these devices that's going into an office. So let's get on with the build. I've used dark bluish grey plates for the base, so it looks more solidly grounded, and these also help to hold all the pieces together. The copier goes together fairly simply, using a combination of white bricks and plates for the main body. For the upper part, I've used some light grey plates and tiles. The trickiest part of the design was getting this hinge piece in the right place so that the cover could open neatly. You'll see that I'm using a couple of transparent black tiles for the top to represent the scanning area of the device. I've given this one 3 paper trays in the machine and 2 kind of output trays at the side. So that's a fairly simple build that results in a pretty neat little copier and printer machine. There are a few ways you could change this around a bit. Obviously you could use different colours or make it all one colour, but I find that I quite like this mix of colours that I've got here, with some white, some light bluish grey and some dark bluish grey. You could also use normal snot bricks for the bit on the end here instead of the headlight bricks I've used, but then the trays would stick out slightly further. And it would also be possible to put a 1x2 slope piece here for a control panel instead of the way I've done it with a cheese slope, although that would also stick out a bit more. You could even use a slope piece with a keypad pattern like this one, which would add a bit more detail. Here I've used a 2x3 tile for the hinged lid, but you could also use a 2x4 tile, and you might feel that it looks better than the 2x3 piece that I eventually settled on. You could also play around with the size and shape of the machine, perhaps putting the hinge at the back, so it would need to be 3 studs deep, but you could then perhaps make it a bit narrower as well. I placed a copier machine like this in the office area of my latest mock, which is this large office building for my LEGO city. It sits quite nicely in the front of the office, where it fits well with the other office furniture on this level of the building. I like adding little details like this to my builds, especially where they add character and detail to the build and are going to be visible from the outside. So that's it for this small build. Let me know what you think, and if you have any favourite small builds for a LEGO city, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you back again soon.